What if I told you that there is a city made completely of stone tucked away in Jordan's deserts? A city lost to silence and sand for centuries. A city so developed that we still find it difficult to comprehend how it was constructed. They refer to it as Petra, stone's lost city. Additionally, its secrets have yet to be revealed. Imagine traversing a canyon that is so small that the walls on either side rise like enormous boulders. You stroll silently for almost a mile, and then, all of a sudden, the rock cracks open, and there it is, a huge temple set into a rose-red stone mountain. Al-Khazna, or the Treasury, is the name of this magnificent location. Petra was unknown to the outside world for centuries, until it was found again in 1812 by a Swiss explorer. The reality is that Petra is much more than a single structure. It used to be a prosperous metropolis, a kingdom of riches, commerce, and mystery. Nabateans, who were desert traders who had perfected the art of survival, were the people who constructed Petra. The Nabateans established their empire in the Jordanian mountains some 2,000 years ago, at a time when Egypt and Rome were gaining dominance. They did more than just construct homes. They chiseled entire theaters, palaces, tombs, and temples straight into the sandstone cliffs. The mystery is that, despite the rudimentary tools they employed, the accuracy is astounding. The nearly 40-meter-tall facade of the Treasury was carved by hand, without the use of scaffolding or cranes. How were they able to attain such perfection? Was it skill alone, or had the knowledge been lost over time? Water, not just stone, was where Petra's true genius lay. One of the most sophisticated water systems in antiquity was constructed by the Nabateans. They collected the infrequent desert rains and stored them for months in cisterns, dams, and secret channels. Petra was able to blossom like an oasis as a result. There were fountains, lush gardens, and even opulent baths in the middle of the desert. Petra's engineers manipulated nature to suit their needs, while other civilizations battled against it. According to some academics, their water system was so sophisticated that Rome eventually adopted it. What made Petra so significant? Trade is the solution. The routes linking the Mediterranean, Egypt, and Arabia were under the Nabateans' authority. Petra was a city rich in spices, silk, and valuable incense. Petra might have had 20,000 inhabitants at its peak. Imagine its marketplaces teeming with activity, its temples aglow with sacrifices, and its streets lined with merchants. However, wealth attracts attention, and Rome, one of the greatest powers in history, quickly became interested in Petra. Petra was annexed by the Roman Empire in the year 106 AD. Petra initially prospered under Roman influence, as the city saw an increase in wealth and the construction of new roads and buildings. But gradually, Petra's lifeline started to wane. Sea travel took the place of desert caravans. Trade routes changed, and Petra's influence waned. The once great city was abandoned by the 7th century after earthquakes rocked its foundations. The desert's jewel, Petra, was abandoned to the ravages of time. The outside world forgot about Petra for almost a millennium. It became a legend among the Bedouins, hidden away in the mountains and guarded by its guardians. Until one day in 1812, when Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, a Swiss explorer, pretended to be a pilgrim and persuaded the locals to guide him there. The modern world was introduced to the lost city of stone when he passed through the Sick and saw the treasury. Ever since, Petra has awed travelers, archaeologists, and explorers alike. However, given everything we've learnt, there are still many unanswered questions. How were such flawless structures carved into sheer rock faces by the Nabateans? Where did they acquire their expertise in water engineering, which is so sophisticated that it can compete with even contemporary systems? Why did they decide to make this secret valley their capital? The most eerie question of all is how much of Petra is still hidden beneath the sand and just waiting to be discovered. Some people think that beneath Petra's stone there might still be hidden temples, hidden passageways, and treasures. Petra is not just a city. It is evidence of human ingenuity, ambition, and mystique. A reminder that civilizations can emerge and thrive even in the most hostile desert. Despite being one of the new 7 wonders of the world, Petra is still a mystery. Maybe that's why we find it fascinating, because Petra is more than just a historical city. It's a historical whisper, reminding us of what was lost. Stone's lost city.